When you look back to the end of Wrath of the Lich King and waiting for Cataclysm, there was lots of developer interviews talking about the future of Classic. You might have even seen one of the developer interviews right here, or you might have seen Wowhead's interview or Warcraft Wiki or a number of other YouTubers and podcasters that got to sit down and talk to Blizzard. Now, one popular thing that was asked over and over again is, will we get Wrath era servers, or are there any plans to have Wrath era servers? And Blizzard over and over again said they're listening to feedback, but there was no plans on doing Wrath era servers at that time. Now, the feedback was fairly unanimous. Everybody was wanting Wrath era servers, or there was a lot of noise for Wrath era servers, because for anyone who even dips their toe into the private server scene, Wrath of the Lich King servers are normally the most popular and have remained the most popular for, well, the last decade. So why they actually wouldn't have their own Wrath of the Lich King server was kind of mind-blowing. And I thought, we're never going to see a Wrath of the Lich King server until the Anniversary Edition was announced. And now everybody's kind of expecting what's next after TBC. It's going to go into Wrath of the Lich King, and that does seem like the very obvious option, and I would have assumed that's going to be the first time we see Wrath of the Lich King again. Until about 2 hours ago. While I was streaming this evening over on Twitch and Kick, by the way, links in the description if you want to come and say hi, give us a follow, I was looking at the latest builds for all the versions of WoW that go out, and basically this tool here, what you're looking at, shows every time there's an update to either one of the PTRs, the beta, or live servers, or anything like that. So I've been checking this almost daily, looking to see if there's a patch 5.0 yet on the internal Blizzard servers, to get a bit of an inkling on how long we're going to be waiting for the MOP beta. Obviously, that would be the next thing that I expect. And instead what I saw was a patch 3.4.4 that was added less than 2 hours ago. To put this into perspective, patch 3.4.3 was the last patch that we had before Cataclysm launched. These Wrath of the Lich King builds or patches have not been touched since. We went into Cataclysm and that's it. You would imagine that that's all forgotten about and never going to be touched again, or maybe not until a couple of years' time when the Anniversary servers eventually end up in Wrath of the Lich King. But they're playing about with it right now. A new build, 3.4.4. So it's not even the same as the Wrath of the Lich King build that we was playing on at the end, so during ICC, with the buff fully stacked up in ICC and whatever else. This is actually a build with new stuff put into the game. Not necessarily new stuff as in new raids, new content, not like that. But, you know, it could be the retail version of the auction house, like what we've got right now in Cata, the collection tab, things like that. And some of that actually seems evident when you look through the notes for this actual build. Now, while I'm no professional data miner, and I'm sure once Wowhead noticed that this is a thing, if they haven't already, by the time I actually edit this and send it out, then data mining, I'm sure, will really kick off and they'll be digging deep into this to see what it actually means. But to me, it screams Wrath of the Lich King server. I genuinely think that looking at this, we could potentially be getting a fresh Wrath Classic server with a few changes and additions to kind of tide people over between Cata and MOP, and I do think it would be soon. On the basis it's actually been seen on here, it wouldn't surprise me if it was only weeks away. Now look, I've been wrong about these things before, and I'll be wrong about these things again. I can only work with what we can see. And what we can see is they are actively doing things with a Wrath of the Lich King client. And now you might be thinking, oh, it's going to be Wrath Remix. Well, no, I wouldn't have thought so. Because if you think back to MOP Remix back in like April last year, that's retail. That's nothing to do with Classic. The patch number was 10.2 or 10.2.5 or something like that. You know, it was an actual retail patch because Remix is retail in that expansion. That would never be under a Classic build. And then you might be thinking, well, they're getting it ready for the Anniversary Edition. Well, I mean, hold up. You would expect them to be doing TBC first, and there's been no changes to the TBC game files or new builds or patches since we was actually playing Classic TBC. So it's definitely not that either. To me, it just screams out that we might be getting a fresh Wrath server, which I'd kind of be all over, to be honest, especially if it tided us over until the MOP pre-patch. Now look, I'm going to end this video by trying to curb my own optimism here, because I would absolutely love it if it was Wrath, but they could just be playing around on a Wrath build for something else that's going on. If you saw the announcement for BlizzCon, which is like next year, why they announced it so early, I don't know, but it was very Wrath of the Lich King themed, which people were saying, oh, they're getting ready for Wrath Remix or something, but it was quite strange that that was Wrath themed and it's so far away, and now we're seeing a Wrath build. So it probably all ties together. I could be hoping that it's just going to be a general Wrath fresh server that maybe lasts a couple of years, because I am hoping that that's exactly what it is, but it could be something completely different, but still around WRAF Classic. Let me know what you think it might be. And again, rather than just going WRAF Remix, it won't be WRAF Remix, and it won't be anything to do with the Anniversary Edition. This is definitely something standalone, but what do you think it could be, and when do you think we might see it? I think with a state of play at the moment, with Season of Discovery potentially being in its last phase, Cataclysm, it's in the final raid. All they're doing now is rolling out the debuff every couple of weeks for Dragon Soul, waiting for WOTLK Classic. To tide people over, it'd be very easy just to do some tweaks to a build that they've already got and launch a WRAF server, and everybody comes flooding back just to play WRAF. But yeah, it was a quick one just to let you know that it's a possibility. And if you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.